Parker, there's a lot of options around the green. Like if we're going to, let's say that tallest stick there, which is, how far away is that? That's 20 yards away, 25 yards, something like that. So options wise, I think a lot of people do this with junior golf. They're like, okay, put the ball in your hand, and if you were going to toss it, how we do it? So I could do that low and make it go there. I could go like that, make it go about the same distance, or I could go in the middle.
Yep.
It's really hard for regular golfers sometimes to be like, okay, but because you don't see the forest for the trees a lot of times, it's hard for you to see your own kind of what you do. So how do, first of all, before we get into all the different types of shots to hit and how to hit them, which we're going to do here, just talk about like shot choice and how people can decide like what the best shot to play for them is.
Yeah, it all starts with the lie. You have to read the lie. So even if these balls are 6 inches apart, this lie's sitting way down, this lie's sitting way up. I've got way more options of clubs I can choose with this sitting up lie. This lie I would probably put away my highest lofted club.
Very important to assess the lie, even because
even
it's
in
not
the
just
fairway.
like rough or fairway. It's like,
yes, even in the fairway. So like I would grab, if I could, I would grab even hybrid or 4-iron or 7-iron, a 9-iron, and hit something like this. I wouldn't grab my highest lofted wedge here. Whereas this one, I could hit any club I wanted to. I know I can spin it. I know I can have control of the golf ball. This one, I'm not sure I have quite as much control of the golf ball.
okay.
So I'm going to choose some different lofts to potentially, again, my first goal is to make good contact, make the ball come out the distance I'm intending. So if I come in here with a lofted wedge and I go this way, I'm obviously not making the contact I want to get it to go 20 yards.
Yeah.
Right? So I would have to be really precise with a wedge here, whereas I feel like, with a 9-iron, I could be much less precise and still get it to kind of come out my intended distance.
Okay. Right. Okay.
You got it.
Okay, Parker. So just hit a low one, a medium one, and a high one, but also to about the same distance. Gosh, that looks good. Okay, he's gonna hold it on the first one.
Okay, that's my low one.
Yep.
Okay, medium one. Came out a little bit lower and spinnier than I wanted it to.
Yeah, it's inside of 2 feet.
And then I'll go high.
Okay.
And didn't come out perfect.
Right. But Parker has a secret weapon here. So this is something that Parker helped develop with Titleist, right?
Yep.
And these are called the flight lines. So we have 3 laser etched lines in there, paint filled. And tell us, Parker, how are you using those to help you with those 3 shots?
Okay, so for the back line, the low shot, I'm gonna run the back line, this furthest to the right line. I'm gonna run that up to my nose. That's gonna give me like 5 degrees of shaft lean forward. The point of the flight line is to be able to understand shaft awareness. That's the biggest misnomer, right? I want the shaft to be leaning 5 degrees forward. Most people that I work with, they lean the shaft 10, 12, 15, 20 degrees forward. PGA Tour players are measured out. Bob Vokey measured them between 3 and 7 degrees of shaft lean for a bump and run shot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's very small.
Yeah.
Right? It's not as big as you'd think. So this flight line is measured out at 5 degrees of shaft lean forward. As I move to the middle flight line, it's again running to my nose. It's just about a degree of shaft lean forward, so fairly neutral, and that's going to give me more of my mid-flight type of a shot. And then as I shift over to the forward flight line, now again, this thing is running to my nose. Shaft is in a pretty neutral spot, but now you can see the club face has gotten filleted quite open.
Yeah.
So this is my bunker shot and my flop shot.
Okay, gotcha.
This is where I want my setup to be.
And something crucial too is that if you go to like your medium one,
Yep.
If you go there, you don't want to set up here and then be like that at impact.
No.
You also want it pointed at your nose at impact.
I want to return it there.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I want to return it there.
Let's see another one, just a medium one.
A medium?
Yeah.
Medium pitch shot. So it has a little bit more softness than the bump and run.
Okay.
Right? It kind of has a little bit of that to it.
And I noticed too that you're not just going back and forth as you're doing that and turning it, the face is getting more open or more closed. There's a face component.
There's a face component to it as well, yeah. So I think that's the cool thing about it, is that it gives you awareness of shaft and club face, which essentially for a swing that's only going from here to here, you better have the shaft and the club face in the right spot. Right? Like we had discussed earlier, if we get this shaft leaning here, but I've only got to hit this thing 12, 15 yards,
Right.
everything inside of my brain is like, slow down and do something to offset that.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So I just think setup is so crucial for these short shots because our swing is so short.
Yeah.
I don't have time to make up for it.
Yeah.
Right? You look at like a Jim Furyk or a Matt Wolf, right? They go way up here, but they have time to make up for it and shallow it out.
Yeah. All right, so I traded wedges with Parker. Parker, you can stand here. There are the flight lines there. Make this a little simpler. Okay, so I'm gonna do the low one first. There. Just return it to my nose again, right?
You got it, yep.
Nose, nose. Oh, it felt so good.
Nice.
Okay, now we're gonna go the medium one.
Yep, so this is sort of your pitch shot. So shaft is closer to neutral.
That was the low one. Okay, it's only 4 degrees difference, huh?
Yep.
This is the, what do you like for ball position?
I like it off the left heel.
Okay.
Yep.
It gives you a little more time to kind of have some loft.
Yeah, exactly right.
Medium. Medium.
Nice.
Okay, good.
Very good.
And then the high one.
So the high one, yeah. So
you go a little wider in the stance?
I go a little wider, yeah. I mean, obviously, like, if we're going to hit a high one off a tight lie, I would want a little bit more, a better lie. There you go. Yeah, run that forward line to your nose.
Okay.
Yep.
Hands a little lower?
Yeah, I'd like it lower in the bunker, not as much here.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. So nose, a little bit bigger.
Ooh, there it is.
That's nice, yeah.
That was nice there.
Yeah, it's a nice reminder, especially if you don't play professionally. You're not doing it like every single day to kind of like those things would probably happen naturally for regular players. But if it's legal and if it's kind of built into some of the Vokey wedges now, so how do we get if we want flight lines on our Vokey wedges?
Yeah. So like even today, I was at the tournament at TPC Summerlin, and I was talking to Ricky Fowler, and I was like, look, man, do you like it? What's your thoughts on it? And he loved it. He thought the idea was great. So he's going to get one sent to him in the off season, and he's going to mess around with it. We're painting it with some Oklahoma State colors.
Yeah, you know? Orange, yeah.
But yeah, you get them on WedgeWorks, which is Vokey's custom site, and just add them on there. Flight lines.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's like having me right with you. You know, like having me as a setup coach right there with you.
That's the same thing you would be telling him.
I'd be saying, hey, get the shaft more there, get the face more here.
Right.
Exactly right.
Yeah, and just so crucial too that then don't start on the back line and then adjust it to the front line. You know, it's like if you're there on your nose, put it back on your nose again.
Exactly
the way you had it. Okay, you guys can see more from Parker over on his Instagram channel. It's the best way to see what Parker has going on. It's called Short Game Chef. I didn't really introduce Parker in this video. I'll probably put a title on it. He's been a winner on the PGA Tour and professional golf for a long time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Click the subscribe button.